I call this workshop meeting to order. Good afternoon. Madam Clerk, can you please read the roll?
Supervisor Evans.
Here.
Councilwoman Cunningham.
Here.
Councilman Malone.
Present.
Councilman Perticone.
Here.
Deputy Supervisor Weiner.
Here.
Attorney for the town.
Here.
Okay, we're going to get right into the department head updates, starting left and go right. Thank you.
Thank you. For the court update, the transition with Judge Masula has been running really smoothly since he took the bench. Court operations are running efficiently. The resolution regarding his clerk position is scheduled for next week's town board meeting, and we're prepared to proceed following the board's action. And caseloads remain steady as we're coming to the year end.
Thank you.
The assessor's office, we've been administering exemptions still. There's a recent legislation that's just been passed regarding a change to the low-income senior exemption. I do not have that information available to speak on it. It is a locally opted-in change to the law.
Thank you.
In the Department of Public Works, we have been out salting a total of 11 times so far, and we've had a couple plow runs also, so obviously winter operations are in full force. The crews are doing great so far. We did have a training last week from the territory manager of Innovative Surface Solutions, who supplies our salt, and talked about salt applications as well as the additive and treatments, just to refresh the crews to make sure that we're out on the roads, that we're, being mindful. He talked a lot about the science and a little bit of the reasons why they recommend the things they do, and it was extremely well received. So I was very grateful that our staff had that opportunity to learn. As far as trees, we have finished our tree planting for the year. We planted 250 trees and we took down 85. So that's a great, trending and a great statistic that we're planting significantly more than we're taking down. We are working diligently at preparing for they call it the TAP grant, which is the Transportation Alternatives Program. This is a state grant, and so it's about microtrails, sidewalk, and other alternative transportations throughout town. So we are developing some ideas and plans that we plan to, when we're looking at microtrails. We're also reviewing the comprehensive plan and just in-house the certain areas where we know that people tend to walk on the grass where there's no sidewalk. And there's also some opportunities where, sidewalks kind of don't end at a good spot. They kind of randomly stop. So we're analyzing all of that, coming up with estimates so that we can be poised for that grant application in February. And obviously the biggest heavy lift of the grant application is we will be putting in for the Thomas Avenue sidewalk addition with the county project coming in 2027.
Thank you.
Actually, I have a question, Aaron. With the winter parking ordinance, has there been any issues with that? Have any problems?
The drivers and crews are extremely resourceful. They try not to have problems. If obviously we're extremely more efficient if people are not parked in the road, but we do partner with the police and such if there are cars and such parked in the road during the winter parking ordinance. We are efficiently getting them out of our way so we can do our operations, but obviously for education and efficiency, it's better if just cars aren't there in the first place. So we appreciate that.
Obviously, I don't feel the problem is on the DPW, it's following the ordinance, so.
Yes.
Just a gentle reminder that we should not be parking overnight on our streets.
And if I could on that, Aaron, or maybe this is for the chief, when something like that happens in your neighborhood, what's the process? Do we call 911? Do we call the police department? I'm just curious because I'm getting questions from my neighbors also about the process.
Yeah, unfortunately, 911 is the instant way to get through.
Right.
They can call during the day, and we might be able to take something, but usually that doesn't, the problem's either gone or it's ceased to happen. So at the time, call 911. We'll get an officer out there, take a look at it, and see if we can rectify the situation.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a good, I'm sorry, I was just gonna say that was a good question, because I did see that, and I think it's important, your point, Aaron, about working with the police department. This isn't something that the DPW is doing on their own, saying call 911. This is something that's in conjunction, our two departments working together.
We also in-house, if we notice that, we know an event is coming and we see cars, usually kind of know where certain people might be parking in the road, we do what we call like a warning letter that we'll put on their car. You know, please, reminder of the winter parking ordinance, you know, please don't park on the road. So,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you very much.
In the Community Development Office, pending any major changes in the month of December, we're looking at about a 12.5% increase in our building permit activity in town from 2024. We will have issued more than 1,400 building permits in the year of 2025. And then in our Code Enforcement Office, we're looking at almost a 19% increase year over year in code enforcement complaints. And that's really an office of one person handling more than 1,500 complaints in the year 2025. So a pretty significant increase in their workload last year. Things that we're working on, short-term rentals, our code enforcement office and the fire marshal's office have started to review and issue permits on the short-term rental applications as outlined in code. Working with the IT department on the software implementation portion of things. All of our staff did complete onboarding training with that just before Thanksgiving, and we should be up and running this week pending any delays. The software vendor, as part of the package that we use, mailed out notices to all identified short-term rental locations in town to make them aware that this code has been implemented and that they should apply if they're interested in continuing to operate. So we should see, additional applications come in as those hit the mail, which should have been earlier this week. In terms of code enforcement software, it was a expenditure that we approved that is part of the early part of the year. Working with IT to move forward with that selection process of upgrading our software package, which should increase the efficiency of the department overall. We're going to be in a lot better position to do things electronically, receive applications electronically, really cut down on the paper portion of things that we're currently doing. We received a significant number of interested vendors, and again, working with IT just to start to go through that process with the hope of having somebody picked out and implementing that software in the first quarter of 2026. In the IHIP office, we are continuing to cut down on what I think was an extensive waiting list. We're really moving through that fairly quickly and issuing significantly more IHIP permits than we had in the past, which is a good service to our residents. I would anticipate, pending any changes, opening up for new applications in late first quarter 2026. So with the funding that we've had approved through CDBG and other sources, we will have, I anticipate, money to give out for more projects in the mid to late part of quarter one of 2026. And then just a call for interest. I know it's been on our website and social media. We would love if people are interested in participating in government, planning board, zoning board, conservation board. We could really use some applications for those that are interested. The details on how to go about that is on our website.
I have a question. When does the window close for short-term rental registry?
So, Mr. Attorney, you can correct me if I'm wrong. It never really closes per se, but that initial application window for the first wave should close in the first part of January.
Yeah, my recollection is that there's a set amount, and it's going to be the greater of whoever applies in that window or whatever the set amount is. And if we never get past that, then there's going to be, an open opportunity, I think.
Yeah, the way numbers are looking right now, I don't think we're gonna hit that number.
Okay.
And really looking at the current number of operating short-term rentals, I don't think we're gonna hit that number, but, anything could happen, I guess. I believe January 16th is the date of which then we need to look and see how many did we get? Are we at that maximum number or not?
Thank you.
Okay, so there's two hiring resolutions on the agenda for next week. As Kim mentioned, Judge Missoula is going to be appointing a clerk, and then there's a transfer police officer. The final step in that approval is Civil Service Commission. That's going to happen this week. That's pretty much a formality. Everything's been reviewed by the attorney, as I understand it, so that should move forward. There will be one additional resolution that we're going to ask to put on the agenda for next week, and that's a rec supervisor. Maybe Director Grieve can talk about that, but we've been recruiting for some time, and I guess interviews are complete now, and they have a candidate to recommend.
Thank you.
For the Recreation Department, I'll piggyback off of Jason. We have finished interviews for our fitness and athletics rec supervisor candidates. Both myself and then our entire leadership team did separate interviews for each candidate. We had our second interview for our final candidate today, and we have made a determination of who we would like to offer the position to. So that literally just happened today, which is why I asked Jason if there's a chance we could walk it in next week. We haven't gone through any of the we haven't done the ask or any of that stuff yet, but I do anticipate that the person will accept the position, and also we'd really like to get them onboarded very quickly so we can start off 2026 whole as a team again. So that's our motivation for getting that in next week if possible. And then in addition, for the rec department, I want to thank everybody who came out last evening for our annual holiday lighting and markets. We had a beautiful winter wonderland here at Town Hall campus last night. We had a lot of new activities that took place this year that Shayna Butler, our events coordinator, brought to the table for us. And it was a really lovely event, so we appreciate everybody who came out and participated, and we're looking forward to continuing to level up for all of our events and programs in the coming year. This weekend wraps up our holiday programming. We have Cookies with Santa on both Friday evening and Saturday. We still do have a few slots available at a couple of our sessions Saturday, so if anybody's listening and they want to get the little guys in to meet with Jolly Old St. Nick and the Grinch, there's still room available, so please do. Our winter-spring edition of the Rec Guide will come out next week, so that'll be available online on social media here at Town Hall, at the Community Center, and the library. So more information coming out next week, but we're excited about some great offerings that will be in that edition as well. And then Community Center is closed on the 24th, 25th, and 26th of this month, so Community Center staff can celebrate the holidays with their families, and then again on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day.
Thank you.
Shannon, I did want to say what a nice event it was last night. You really stepped it up, absolutely, like you said. I think there were a lot of smiles on the faces. The additions, it was obvious, the additions, just really lovely. And I think you ordered the weather perfectly, that there was beautiful snowfall, and then the sleet waited until we were all done. So, but the number of hours that you and your staff put in, it's that most of us don't see the behind-the-scenes work that you do. I know yesterday was a long day, so thank you to you and your staff, and to the DPW staff and our police staff too. It was really a lovely event.
And if I could, to piggyback on Councilwoman Cunningham, great job. A lot of smiles, a lot of kids there. Santa was a hit. again, thank you for your effort. I realize it takes a lot of work, and I know everybody appreciated it. Thank you again.
Well, kudos to our Santa. He told me last night he's been around a long time.
What do you say, John? 51 years, he said?
So-
Yeah, yeah,
Thank you for Santa coming around that many years.
yeah.
That's young for a Santa. He's got a lot of good years left.
All right, Chief?
Yes, it's been business as usual. We're just had our over the weekend on Saturday. We had our Shop with a Cop event up at Target. Thanks to Target, the Irondequoit Rotary, the Irondequoit Nightstick PBA for all their donations to make it happen. Amico's Pizza, obviously, the pizza's always second to none. And then East Irondequoit and West Irondequoit. We had 14 kids come through there, and it was actually, I think with all the donations we had this year, it was probably the most that we had. One little side note, it was nice to see the one kid, all he wanted was a Madden, the Madden video game, and everybody was sold out. Our officers took it upon themselves today to find that Madden football game and actually go take it to him at school. So,
Oh, wow.
one of those things that, like I said, it's, it's easy to get cynical on this job, and it's easy to, lose those things. But those little things that our officers do day in and day out, it's, kind of puts a smile on your heart. So, did a good job. So, next thing too also is Captain Franco. She's graduating from the FBI National Academy on Thursday. So I'll be traveling down there Wednesday to go take a tour on Wednesday and then watching the graduation on Thursday. So congratulations to her. Today she had to run the 6-mile yellow brick road down through the snow and all that stuff down in Quantico. So hopefully she did well, and then we'll see her down there. So she'll be back, and then we send Lieutenant Joe Kuhn in January to attend. So he'll be gone for 10 weeks down there. So just trying to keep everybody up to speed and keep everybody on the road and safe during these cold months. So.
Thanks for pulsing out the pictures of Shop with a Cop that we all were able to see how much fun they had. And I did see that one of the school districts already did the same and talked about the officers coming to school and dropping off that gift. That means a lot. Councilman Weiner today talked about how these events really are what makes us a community, that we show that we care for each other, and that's really important. So thank you for your participation and your staff's participation in that as well.
Thank you.
In the clerk's office, we're gearing up for the 26 town and county taxes that will be due. The bills will be mailed out December 31st. If you do not receive your bill by January 9th, please contact the office. Full payment without interest would be due by February 10th, and the first installment would be due February 10th. Other than that, it's business as usual.
In the comptroller's office, it's business as usual. We're gearing up for year end, preparing for the annual audit. We have the auditors scheduled to come in March of 2026 to complete the audit.
Liaison report?
Thank you. Just a couple of things. The library has been pulsing out the fact that as of January 1st, hold fees there will be no hold fees. So if you do request a book from another library, there will be no charge for that. They have also let us know that the library will not be participating in Hoopla, which is a way to access e-books, because of the cost, but they have shared out other ways that you can obtain, not only through our own system, the library system, but also through other libraries around the country. So that's on their website. And we took a tour of the children's room, which is just about done. I know the last piece was the lighting, but I especially, and it's beautiful. If you please go and take a look. It's just gorgeous. And I especially want to thank the DPW who came in kind of at the last minute with an agreement between the two departments, and the staff helped put in the stage. There was an issue with the cost of the stage with the previous vendor. And they were just absolutely crowing about the work that was done and how proud the DPW staff were about that. So it's just beautiful. And there's going to be a donor event celebrating the opening. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Thank you. Mr. Attorney?
So I have a couple updates. The first is regarding the hearing scheduled for next week regarding solid waste. Earlier today, I had a lengthy conversation with counsel for waste management, and there's some follow-up information. I will follow up with DPW after, and from that conversation, I know that they're taking it very seriously, and they will have somebody here. They provided me with some additional information, and I conveyed to them our view and why it is that we're here at the hearing process. So I thought that was a constructive discussion. I think they would like to try to find a way to work it out. So I know they'll be here, and then I'm sure the discussion and dialogue will continue with them.
What about Casella, if I can interrupt?
I have not heard anything from Casella.
Didn't we get an email from someone from Casella?
Not to me, but it looks like.
Yeah, we did get an email from Casella, and they have a newer vice president that has reached out. So we will be talking with them this week as well. But they're similar boat. I think they're looking to work it out with us.
They reached out in that they confirmed that they will be in attendance?
They will be, yes, they will be in attendance.
Are we allowing, as part of the public, do they provide a presentation?
Yeah, what should happen in the public hearing is that in the beginning, they present their position, and then we ask them questions, and then that's followed by the public input into that, and from there is our discussion.
Thank you.
And just so for waste management, they're going to come and I asked them to support their claims about safety being an issue and number of accidents and so on and so forth. And I expressed to them our view that, it seems like part of it might be profit motive, and that, it's our understanding that there are the smaller trucks locally, and they're going to look into that. And, so one of the attorneys is out of Albany, the other is from New Hampshire, so they're working to gather that information. So I think, the dialogue will continue, but they will come with information that I asked them to bring. Aside from that, I've been working on a couple of local laws. I did prepare a proposed local law for a moratorium on the small cell, microcell, and I did distribute that to the town board, and I'm happy to discuss that in an attorney-client session, or if you want to contact me about it during the week, I'm happy to discuss it. That should be ready to go for a resolution to call a public hearing next week, if we so choose to go that route. But it is a local law, so it has to, when you pass a moratorium, it has to be subject to all the requirements for a local law. I did, yep, go ahead.
So you want to have an attorney session tonight, or is that?
I don't know if anybody, I explained it in my email. I guess if there's any follow-up questions.
Your preparation of that was in response to a request by the board?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And yes, and based on, it's not just about concern on the part of residents, but I think we're at that point where we need to kind of get a handle on things, much like we did with short-term rental.
I do think maybe before certainly any decision is made about imposing the local law that we should confer with at least a brief attorney-client session. It doesn't have to be tonight, but maybe after the meeting, after the public hearing. I don't know what you want to do about that, but I did cover some of the issues that are related to it in my email. So
I do think Mr. Lang might have a question too.
I do, and I think it would need to be answered in attorney-client, and it would be better to do it sooner than later.
Yes, I might suggest that we,
do one right after the meeting
yes,
tonight. Okay,
yes.
sure.
Yeah, I think time is of the essence.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm happy to stick around and do that.
And I would just need to know if it's going to be on the agenda for next week to do the calling,
We'll do
once you
after.
decide.
Yeah, I mean, it could be, it's already ready to go, and if we decide to proceed, it could be even a walk-in, but I think talking about it now, if we know, you'll know probably tomorrow.
Okay, so after the meeting ends, we'll do an attorney-client session, doesn't have to be on the agenda, and go from there.
Okay.
All right.
Two other local laws are in the works, so one relates to procurement. I prepared it and sent it to the comptroller. I think we probably need to have some additional discussion, but it's also kind of poised and ready to go next week if we wanted to go with it. And when I say next week, I mean to have a resolution to set a public hearing is what I'm talking about for all of these. The public hearing would then could be in January. The reason why we're looking at the procurement and making some changes is because I think roughly 10 or more years ago, the procurement section of the general municipal law was amended to allow for the use of best value in addition or in lieu of lowest responsible bidder purchasing. And in order to take advantage of that, the town, in this case, would need to pass a local law to allow that to be used as a form of procurement. It's an alternative you can use either, when you don't always need to use that, but it gives you the flexibility. The reason why I think you should do it is because there are also a lot of opportunities to purchase off of what we call piggybacking contracts. And a lot of the piggybacking contracts do use best value. And the only way you can take advantage of those piggybacking contracts is if you've also opted into using best value. So it's unclear in our procurement policy if we also are allowing the full extent of the piggybacking. So another proposed change would be to make sure it's clear that the piggybacking is another exception to, the public bidding.
Explain for the audience what piggybacking is.
Sure. So around the same time, they also amended, this is all in General Municipal Law, Section 103. In addition to adding best value, they also added a provision at the end, it's paragraph 16, that allows for a pretty expansive use of what we call kind of colloquially as piggybacking. So there are already existing provisions that allow us to purchase using a state contract or certain county contracts. This other provision would extend that to contracts with the federal government, New York State, any state or political subdivision within the United States that follows procedures consistent with the New York bidding requirements. So it really, there's some consortium groups out there that they don't all, I think, in my opinion, comply with the New York standards, but some of them do, and it could be just other ways to save money and improve efficiency and maybe obtain products quicker. So that's another change I'm recommending. But the comptroller and I will be talking about those changes.
Yeah, one of the things I went to last year was the procurement conference in Albany. Happens every year. Picked up some great classes, great information, and I do recommend the controller, whatever town board member wants to go, and also DPW to attend that conference because it was beneficial in meeting people and just getting information. So I know that we didn't budget for it, but it's one of the conferences that is annual that adds a lot of benefit to the town.
One of the reasons why we're looking at doing the best value and making sure that the procurement is locked down is because DPW has had some opportunities to make some purchases that we weren't able to take advantage of because we haven't authorized that. So that's in the works. Finally, talking to community development, we think it's necessary to make some technical amendments to the historic preservation law that was passed, I think, in August or September. I don't remember the exact time frame, but just a couple of tweaks in there to make sure that it's, to give to the town board kind of the ultimate authority on who gets to designate using the input from the commission. And so that's something that I've provided to Mr. Lang, and again, that could be ready to go for calling a public hearing next week as well. So it's been a busy couple days for me to kind of bring this stuff to the table here.
Well, thanks for your work. Appreciate it. Madam Controller, if there are any more questions? Madam Controller?
Thank you. The 2025 financial results as of November 30th. 91.7% of the year has elapsed, and the town's total expenses, actual expenditures, and encumbrances of $38,305,000 are lower than budget at 84.3%. Actual expenses are $36,740,000 or 80.9% of budget, and encumbrances are $1,565,000 or 3.4% of budget. The general fund expenses of approximately $24,517,000 are below budget at 85.5%. The actual expenditures total $23,626,000, and the encumbrances are $891,000. Overall, the total expenses of the three highway funds are $6,646,000 or 91.4% of budget, on par with the 91.7% of the year that has elapsed. Actual expenditures of $6,288,000 represent 86.4% of budget, and encumbrances totaling $358,000 account for 4.9% of budget. The costs are driven by expenses and encumbrances for fuel, road salt, equipment parts, and road paving. The current library expenditures are $2,485,000 or 83.7% of budget. Expenses on the sewer fund of $2,906,000 are below budget at 69%, with actual expenditures equating to $2,622,000 and encumbrances at $284,000. Stormwater drainage expenses are approximately 48.3% of budget, totaling $476,000. The general fund has received revenue of $24,319,000 or 88.1% of budget. Real estate tax of $13,011,000 has been collected. The town has recorded 8 months of sales tax revenue in the amount of $4,907,000. The aid and incentive to municipality payment of $613,000 has been received, and recreation receipts of $788,000 represent 103% of budget. At month end, the library has confirmed revenue of $2,898,000 or 99.5% of budget. 68.2% or $4,903,000 of highway revenue has been received. The sewer fund has received 98.7% of its revenue at $3,903,000. Stormwater drainage has verified 99% of its budgeted revenue at $973,000. Regarding the entire town, $38,176,000 or 86.9% of revenue and appropriated fund balance has been received to date. Approximately $19,366,000 is from real estate tax. This concludes the financial report for November 2025.
Thank you. Any corrections, questions, or additions? Subtractions, multiplications? Madam Clerk.
The minutes for the November 10th and November 13th are in your packet. I'm still working on November 18th, and I will have that to you shortly.
Thank you. Any questions, comments, or additions? Thank you very much. Madam Clerk, can you please read the first item?
For the December 16th meeting, we have two public hearings. The first one at 7:35 is item number 1 on the matter of seeking revocation of Casella Waste Incorporated license under the Solid Waste Management Law of the Town of Arundecoit.
Please may I have an explanation? Thank you, Madam Commissioner.
No problem. This will be the public hearing for the revocation of their license. So this is following the timeline that we've had over the summer where, you know, they have not continued service with certain addresses and such throughout town, which is a violation of the town code, that you have to service the whole town. So we will hear the public input on that.
Thank you. Madam Clerk?
Item number 2 on the matter of seeking
Sorry, I'm sorry. Any questions or comments?
Yeah, just a comment about this one and the next one. I've heard a lot of people saying, I love Waste Management, I love Casella, don't get rid of them. I think that during this public hearing, making sure that this isn't about the service that we like or don't like. This is specifically about the violation of the town code. And I think it's important for the public to know that we are going to be looking at, over the next year, we are going to be looking at our waste disposal. But this is not, I love Waste Management, I love Casella, don't get rid of it. This is very specific.
I would suggest to Mr. Supervisor that for the hearing, I think the commissioner or someone from DPW staff should be the first witness, if you will, that kind of outlines how we got here. And then the providers can say their version, and then we can ask questions and then open it up for the public. And it really, I mean, it's geared towards this issue of providing service. to all
Madam
of the town.
Commissioner, can you have our GIS representative put together a map of the affected areas and post them so that everyone can see before the hearing? You know, and post the affected areas and which carriers are responsible, so therefore they can have a visual representation. That's a great idea. So we start with an overview, you present first. And then, Mr. Attorney, if you can give me the order of witnesses, I'll appreciate that.
I have been working on, so I will have a timeline. Is that something that you
A
guys want?
timeline would be
Okay.
great.
Okay.
I love timelines.
I have that.
I don't think there'd be any other witnesses, although, I mean,
Yeah.
the individual, so say Casella's hearing is first, our staff will outline the timeline, then Casella's representative will speak on whatever what they want to address, members of the public would speak, we'd ask questions throughout. I do not think that the board should make any decision on revocation next week. But because it is the end of the year, I would suggest that the board should consider to extend the permits for both Casella and Waste Management, maybe a period of time, say 60 days, because otherwise their permits do expire at the end of the year, to allow them to continue to provide service while we work out any, arrangement with them or deliberate on a decision.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think the outcome is ideally that we have fair and equitable treatment to all of the customers of either of the carriers within the town of Arundecoit, and not where some people are selectively eliminated because their route is more difficult than one of others, but.
Especially when they've been doing the routes for how many years?
Right, forever.
I mean, forever.
A lot,
And-
yeah.
And I think that, some of I believe that some of the people that have already left Waste Management are pretty satisfied in their carrier right now, so to get those people back is probably a slim to none. But it'll be interesting because we sat with them and we heard a lot of excuses, especially from Waste Management. So it's gonna be interesting, how they present themselves here and why they did what they did, so.
And if I could comment to your point, John. When we sat with Waste Management, just a reminder to Mr. Attorney's comment there, that we were told that the smaller trucks were not an option that day, remember? So it kind of bothers me that the comment that you heard from Waste Management earlier, if I interpreted that correctly, that's still an option, because I thought it was crystal clear that day, John, that the smaller trucks were not an option anymore.
They can't afford to fix it, they said.
That's what we heard.
So
Yes.
what I told them is, my understanding is that there are other small trucks that are used in other towns, because I believe that they use them in Greece, and I asked them to clarify that, because I do think that using the smaller trucks might be a way to provide service on those difficult streets. But they didn't say that that's back in the mix. I suggested to them that they need to look into that.
That's interesting, but, so we'll see what happens next week, yeah.
We're probably getting into it a little deep, but, you know,
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say that. Madam Clerk, next item.
Item number 2 under the public hearings at 7:36 would be on the matter of seeking revocation of Waste Management of New York LLC license under the solid waste management law of the town of Arundecoit.
I think we can move on to the next item.
Items for board action. Item number 1, resolution authorizing the appointment of a clerk to the town justice.
May I have an explanation?
This resolution is to appoint Mary Baldwin as Judge Masula's clerk.
Sorry. Any questions or comments? Madam
Item-
Clerk?
Item number 2, calling for a public hearing on the matter of a local law change to amend the merger of properties policy in the town of Arundecoit. Local law 210-31 and 32.
Mr. Assessor?
This is to bring your local law more in line with the county requirements to clear up what can be merged and to coordinate the fees with your fee schedule.
Can you explain the general idea of what the law will cover?
The merging, the courtesy merge, as it was commonly called, was supposed to be just eliminating a single line between two properties. Your application and your wording indicates or gives them the impression, that you can merge multiple parcels, more than two. This is not what a courtesy merge is for. So this is more in line with what the county recognizes as a courtesy merge. Also highlights the dates at which it can be done and the requirements to do that. I don't know if you want me to go into it.
Please.
That the property owners all have to be the same, that the property, first of all, has to be contiguous. There are to be no liens on the property, including mortgage liens, that there are no zone violations, and that they're all in the same district, school districts, special districts. And I believe also that the building department requires that there are no violations on the property and that property taxes current are paid.
Thank you very much for that. Madam Clerk, well, first, any questions or comments?
I like the fact that the fee was taken out of the ordinance and refers you to the schedule so that we can update that a lot easier than affecting the local law every time.
Madam Clerk?
Item number 3, resolution awarding the bid for demolition of single-family home.
May I have an explanation?
Yes, this is for the demolition of the house 177 Kings Highway, which is back here by the Little League field. So we did receive a lot of interest on this bid. So 7 companies picked up the bid, and we had 3 bidders that we opened last week. And this resolution would award it to Durable Demolition. And I did talk with them. We talked with them last week. They seemed great. Understand the scope and all the requirements to take that house down.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Madam Clerk?
Item number 4, resolution authorizing the transfer of a police officer.
Chief?
Yes, sir, we have, one opening left in our department with the retirement of Joe Shevlin. So we reached out and asked for applications for lateral transfers. It's the easiest way for us to get qualified police officers through, fully trained police officers. And we're looking at a Livingston County deputy now. His name is Hunter Little. his older brother, actually works first platoon for us right now, and he's been on with the Livingston County Deputies Sheriff's Department for approximately 2 years now. Comes from a great family, good hardworking family, blue collar family, work construction, and he's from everything he says, it looks like he's going to turn out to be a great employee. So he's got a good work history with the Livingston County Sheriff's Department, and we're hoping to bring him on board right after the first of the year.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Madam Clerk?
Item number 5, resolution renewing the proposal for the Arundecoit 10K and 2-mile July 4th race administration.
Madam Clerk? Who has the explanation?
Yes, this is in reference to the annual 4th of July 10K and 2-mile fun run. A couple years ago, we entered into partnership with Robin Hood Racing to manage the race portion of the July 4th activities. They've done a great job for us the past couple years. Part of the original agreement was the option to extend this partnership for 2 additional years, 2 more times if desired, and we would like to exercise that option and extend this contract out 2 more years.
Thank you. Any questions or comments?
I think it's smart not to take that on yourselves. I mean, I know that it's been done this way for years, but as a former race director, it's a lot of work, and there's so many details, and especially the timing and the awards. But yes, so I think this is a great idea.
Yes, we used to do it, and 2 years we realized that it was quite a bit of work. So a couple years ago, we partnered with Robin Hood, and it's worked out really well.
Thank you. Madam Clerk?
Item number 6, authorizing an agreement with the Arundecoit Athletic Association.
Have an explanation?
Yes, we are looking to forge a partnership with the Arundecoit Little League organization, wherein they would have exclusive first rights of refusal to the Little League field behind Town Hall, as well as the fields at Air Bear Park, which primarily Little League are the organization that primarily uses both of those spots. Currently, we wanted to formalize an agreement where they would have first rights of refusal to utilize those fields, and in return, they will be working with the town on some capital improvement projects for the course of this contract, up to $5,000 per calendar year that Little League would be pouring into our fields, and that would be in collaboration with DPW and Recreation each year.
Any questions or comments?
So this is new, it hasn't been done before?
It has been done before in the past. It used to be a partnership with DPW and Little League. The past few years, it's kind of been very loose and we haven't had a formal agreement, so we thought best course moving forward would be to formalize the partnership again.
Great, perfect.
Madam Clerk?
Item number 7, resolution authorizing the supervisor to authorize new recreation rental fee schedules.
Have an explanation?
Yes, we restructured some of our rental fees for both of our athletic fields around town and our rental facilities, including the market building, the space at McAvoy Park, and then also community center rental space for meetings, parties, and such. We wanted to both simplify the process as well as get our rates to a competitive level, and we are also adopting some new party packages and options for folks who want to rent space at the community center.
Thank you. Any questions or comments?
I had one. I was just noticing that the lights fee at McAvoy Park was just a flat fee rather than per hour. Is that, help me understand that.
Yeah, it is a flat fee. Actually, folks don't exercise that option very often. We do have a system where we can actually turn the lights on and off, via a telephone system. So it really ends up being just a couple hours, if that, per day, when people do want to utilize the lights. So we decided to, again, just make it clean and have it just be a one-time fee per use instead of going by the hour.
Okay.
Any other questions or comments? Well, this will conclude the town,
There is a,
sorry,
board action item.
oh, do we have a board action? I'm sorry,
Yes.
I missed it. So one item for board action? One item for board action. Madam Clerk, please read the, resolution.
Item number 1, resolution approving the 2026 organizational workshop and regular town board meeting dates/schedules.
Motion to adopt.
Moved.
May I have a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? Have an explanation?
I just, so the calendar is every second Monday for the workshop and every third Tuesday for the regular town board meeting. In October, we did move the date from that Monday to that Tuesday because of Indigenous People Day. So instead of the 12th, it will be on the 13th.
Okay, there's also a conflict with the Association of Towns training that, again, everyone should attend, because in one couple of days, you can get all the required training. The town board is required annually to do municipal training, as well as the town employees, especially directors and commissioners. So that date should have to be adjusted with the Association of Town calendar to allow the town board to attend that training.
Okay, do we have those dates or no?
We do have those dates, and I'll provide that for you later on.
Okay.
Well, we'll just approve this right now.
We can approve it with that amendment.
Well, it depends if anybody wants to go or not. We don't know if anybody wants to go.
Well, I think if you,
Amend it later.
It's easy enough to amend. Yeah.
okay. All right, any other questions or comments? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
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 All opposed, the resolution is adopted. So any other items?
Yes, so we do have our open discussion. It was not listed on our agenda, but we do have a resident that is wishing to have ASL interpreter come in for our next regular town board meeting. So I just wanted to give everyone an update. I am working with Intertech to find someone to do that meeting for us.
I think that's a good idea. It's something that I've been pushing for a while, and we have used them for rec center and others. So, yeah.
And with our new audio, we will be able to have something in place after, without having someone physically here.
Okay, great. Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, this concludes our workshop meeting for December 8th. Our next regularly scheduled town board meeting is December 16th at 7 p.m. After this meeting, we'll have an attorney-client meeting, and Madam Chief of Staff, will you attend that meeting with us?
Actually, I'm wondering why first, but also we need Mr. Lang and Ms. McGee.
Okay, so those three would attend with us. May I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? The meeting is adjourned.